it's going to be a shame when we're sitting here watching Tyreek Hill just run streaks all day and Tua missing him every single time.
I think Mookie Betts, if Mike Trout wasn't in baseball, Mookie Betts is the best player in baseball.
So should.
We have an anger moment.
Sit your ass down. What's going on, Crow family? It's Mike with his co-host Jason Schulz, Logan Perone, and Ryan Zangaro, and we're getting started with episode 3 today. We're finally going to get some MLB going. So, guys, how do we feel about some MLB news? How about those fighting Phils, eh?
Go Phils.
It's about time that the Phillies did something in free agency besides signing Bryce Harper 4 years ago.
Go
You
Phils.
have something to say, Ryan? Go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just thinking of Phils.
Like you said earlier, about it got cut off.
Yeah. We are
Go ahead.
we're all fans. This is like the only sport where you'll see that we're all fans of the same team. Because basketball, we got someone who likes the San Antonio Spurs, and then football, we're split down the middle. One likes the Dolphins, one likes the Cowboys, and we like the Eagles.
And the Calgary.
No, I like the Flyers.
The Flames. I don't know how to say Calgary.
When the Flyers are boo boo like they are now, I just gotta have someone. I gotta have someone that at least half root for because Johnny Gaudreau's a local guy. So
he went to GC, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, he went to Gloucester. I think he's from
he's local.
Hollydale, like most of his life. But going back to the baseball thing, the Phillies finally did something by signing Schwarber, Castellanos, Brad Hand. I think they signed a couple other guys too.
Familia.
And Jerry's Familia. Those are the 4 guys that really stood out. But Nick Castellanos is the big one, I think, more than Schwarber.
I obviously he's the biggest name, so I see what you're saying. But I think the biggest thing for the Phillies was getting those 2 bullpen guys. We saw how bad they were last year. How many saves did they blow? Like 40
something.
Like
closer to the mic, right?
That's like really bad. 40 blown saves is losing. That's losing. I mean, because they could have ended up winning the game. But let's just say they lost 30 of them. That's 30 games on your record that you should have won that you just didn't win. So adding 2 bullpen guys was very, very important.
Who's to blame for that? You think Hector Neris?
No, it was the bullpen as a whole.
As a whole?
Yeah.
I mean, Neris did really bad closing.
Neris
he did really good
as
in
like
relief.
a setup guy. Yeah, like the 7th or 8th inning, the second half of the season, he was phenomenal.
I don't know if there's actually anyone to blame. I mean, like, obvious. I just think it's the whole bullpen. Wasn't a guy until the end of the year.
I mean,
so
the whole argument was because we're coming off the worst bullpen maybe of all time.
It might be in MLB history.
But all we were was just a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
So
the Phillies have a lineup this year that's finally going to be able to.
Oh my God, their offense is going to be so good.
It finally is going to give their pitchers, especially someone like Aaron Nola, who was, I don't care, he was borderline horrendous last year.
That was pretty bad.
They're finally giving him enough. They should give him enough run support because what was it, 3 or 4 years ago where he had no run support. They would score 2 runs a game, maybe 1, and lose 2-1.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. But at the same time, these signings like Castellanos and Schwarber, it kind of hurts the defense, which is going to hurt the pitching too at some times. But when you have such a high-powered offense like the Phillies now have, they're going to be winning games like 11-8. 10-9, 12 to 6, and shit like that.
How much do you guys value defense? Because I got an interesting stat here.
I do.
I mean, you have to value it somewhat.
But listen to this. Who do you think last year were the top 2 teams in fielding percentage?
Probably like
Dodgers.
No, Dodgers were actually below the league average.
I'm gonna go with.
I don't know, man.
Minnesota.
No, the 2 were the Braves and the Astros.
The Braves
obviously
won.
There you go. That makes sense.
Obviously, they were featured in the World Series this year.
When you look at the Braves lineup and like their defensive lineup, you have guys who are known that are terrible in the field. Jorge Soler sucks in the field. It's known. He's a DH. He's a straight DH. Eddie Rosario is not the best in the field either. Freddie Freeman.
He came up clutch when it mattered, though.
They have Dansby Swanson, Ozzie Albies, and Austin Riley, who are also really good in the field. But their outfield, because they didn't have Acuna, who was in center for their World Series? Was it Pache?
No, in Fort. I don't know.
Enter Inciarte.
Yep, that sounds right.
And then Soler was in right, and they would filter in Jock Peterson some days. So, defense means more. I think the defense is so important, and the Phillies have absolutely none of that.
What about our starting rotation?
They have
It's one of the
Are you
best in
talking about
baseball.
Phillies?
Yeah.
I think our starting rotation is
Are you
very
It's
talking
one of the
about-
best in
good.
baseball.
Are you
I
talking
think.
about? Are you talking about bullpen? I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
No,
starting
starting
line,
rotation.
sorry.
this is what I was gonna say when you guys were talking about Nola. Our season still depends on Aaron Nola. If Aaron Nola is not pitching well, we're still gonna be the same Phillies that we see.
Go closer to the
I can
mic.
barely hear
Turn
you.
it a little.
Again, if Aaron Nola is still not pitching well, then we're still just gonna be mediocre, in my opinion. We need two good guys. I know you guys are great on the offense, but also a problem with that is our offense is very power heavy. So the thing is they can go in slumps. So you're gonna need eventually good pitching regularly.
Right. So I think if Aaron Nola takes a big step forward this year in recovering from last season, obviously last year he ended with a 4.63 ERA.
I was just looking
Which
at that
is-
with
which is
nine-
pretty
9
bad.
and 9.
So
Say he gets back to where he was, and he's competing with Wheeler at the top of that rotation. Suarez is good.
That's who I was
So
trying
we're
to
gonna
Suarez had a
have-
great year.
He's really good. I like
He-
Suarez a
He
lot.
can't go deep.
He can go 5 innings at most,
Dude,
but
yeah, I was gonna say you send him 5 or 6
But he's
innings,
not our
and
number
then
one. It's better than having a bullpen game and washing the game.
He basically has a bullpen because
But you-
he's a good closer. Like he and any other team he should be closing.
But
you
listen
got to
this.
think though, because Suarez at the beginning half of that season was a closer,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
wasn't
He was
used to
closing games.
going
Suarez
into
did
games.
well at
he
closing.
he went through like the gauntlet.
Yeah, he did.
And he did great, like all the way
So
through.
I
he
think he'll be able to
definitely
go
did.
more innings this year, hopefully. But say Nola does recover from that, then they have Eflin as their 4 or 5, which is good 4 or 5. and
Eflin
then-
and Kyle Gibson.
Yeah,
and
who did
Gibby,
well
yeah.
Gibby,
towards the latter end of the or the latter part of the season. He did well.
my
Gibson's a great pitcher.
my
Oh, yeah.
take on
And he hit a
Ranger
home run.
Suarez, he did go
He
yard.
could
He
rake.
did
yeah,
go
he
yard.
did.
My thing with Ranger Suarez is he's giving me the vibes of this might be a cold take. He's giving me the vibes of Chris Sale coming up, being a reliever, closing, relieving, and then he's going to slowly start it and he'll start. He has the same path.
I mean, I hope.
I was gonna say it sounds good to me. I mean,
I hope. I just don't see it.
It's something that
consider.
it's something to consider that he did take the same path as Chris Sale.
I mean, I know what you're saying. I just
Yeah.
don't think it's very common to see.
I mean,
that
it is
happen.
still towards the beginning of his career. To
He's
my
only
knowledge, so.
he's only
way young.
20.
Yeah.
He's only
Way young.
27,
Yeah, he's
Which
got
is way
so
young.
much time.
and pitchers can usually throw till they're 40.
Depends.
I don't know about that. If you're Jamie
Depends.
Moore,
Yeah.
Philly legend,
It-
by the
it
way.
really
Here's a
depends
name.
on what
Here's
you
a name.
throw.
I want to hear this. What about Sir Anthony?
He should be the closer.
I'm
He's doing
very,
well. Should be the closer.
very, very high on him, and I think
he did well. I think did he pitch today? Or he pitched yesterday?
He pitched yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, adding that type of gas to any lineup, any type of bullpen is going to help you out. And his slider is
It
something
was
different.
disgusting.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
slider's something different.
I did hear somewhere that the Phillies were in talks with Chapman at one point, but it didn't end up working out.
No, that would have been interesting.
That would have been exciting.
That would have been
That would have
Listen,
been exciting.
he was great for him when he was in Cincinnati. Last year he was horrendous.
Okay,
And
he's still a great.
I know.
pitcher.
He's
better
He
than
would
anything the
He would
Phillies
still be the
have.
best pitcher in the Phillies bullpen, maybe even in the Phillies line in the entire pitching staff outside of Zach Wheeler. But he was horrible last year.
So here's the thing: do we expect Wheeler to do that again?
No.
I don't either.
I don't see
I don't
see why
expect
not.
him to like.
Because Wheeler hasn't been like that.
He's
I
never
mean,
been
like,
like
But
that.
all year he was
he
good.
was
He was good all
he
year.
was good all last year, yeah. But it's just like before that, he's always been a good 2, maybe a 3. Some
Maybe-
seasons.
maybe not a Cy Young caliber performance, but I expect something similar.
Well,
ex-
that gives the opportunity for Nola to step up and be the one, which
But
he's
I don't want
supposed
to.
to
I don't
be.
want to have to rely on that though.
But
Like I
he's-
want.
Well,
Wheeler to
Nola's
be our-
supposed to be the Phillies.
Nola
wall.
is supposed
Well,
to be the one. And
He's
Wheeler-
the ace.
and he's really
the
not
ace.
even the 2.
If Wheeler
or the
duplicates what he
3.
did, it's not even going to be close because Nola's got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, Wheeler had a great year last year. And that's what I'm
Wait.
saying. I don't know.
Repeat that. What'd you
Last
say?
year he was not 2 or 3.
He wasn't.
I know, but
last
like
year he wasn't.
he should be there. Right now, according to MLB.com, their depth chart, it's Wheeler, Nola, Eflin, Gibson, Suarez.
That's
Which
what-
sounds about right.
That's what I'm looking at.
That's what
Well,
it should
yeah,
be.
because it's
We're
still.
looking at the same
But
thing.
like we're
Yeah.
not saying like what we're saying is he might be the 2 on the depth chart, but that doesn't mean he pitched
It's-
like the 2.
yeah, it's not mean he's the
Yeah.
number 2 starter, which some teams in baseball have horrendous number 2s and only a good ace, but then there's some teams like the Mets who have Scherzer and
That's how we
Wow.
were before last
Scherzer
year.
and
I mean,
DeGrom.
Nola was easily our number 1. We had nobody else.
yeah, you would win 2019 or 2018. They had Nola and then Eflin and dude, what's the guy's name? Oh my God, he's terrible. He plays in Boston. He's in Boston now.
In 2019?
Yeah, or
Velasquez.
2018. No.
Really?
We're talking
No.
about we're
That was
talking
a
about
while
bullpen
ago.
here.
No, I'm talking about pitchers.
Velasquez
He was
started a couple
horrible.
games.
I need to find this.
That was a dark
immediately.
time.
You're
It's
talking about
been-
Nick Pivetta.
Nick Pivetta.
Hold on. Nick
Pivetta.
Pivetta was like a dark horse, whatchamacallit, Cy
He was
Young
nice
before.
last
And,
year.
like,
Dude, everyone was like, "Oh, Nick Pivetta."
everyone
and
thought
then
he was going to win it one
he was
year.
He was horrendous when he was on his way out. We got him in the. We gave him up in the trade when we traded for. Who's the pitcher? Who's the reliever? I don't think he's in Philly anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Who
Is
you're
it Matt
All right.
Barnes? No,
Papelbon?
not Pat. You're going way back there.
I was like, what are you talking about,
Alright.
dude?
I forget the guy's name. He's he was the pitcher the Phillies traded for when they were. It was the year before. It might have been the year before the COVID year. It's 2020 or 2019.
Yeah, I don't know. Who you're
I don't know, but moving on.
Alright.
One more. I want to talk about one more pitcher before we get into more Castellanos, Schwarber, and then the rest of the league.
Okay.
How do we feel about Corey Knebel?
Corey Knebel has had a very lengthy career.
He's still good. Like last year, his stats were pretty solid.
Okay. ERA is a strong. That's the stat. He had a 3.38 ERA, and he
You talk about
He
last
doesn't
year.
throw very hard.
that's
right?
Corey Kluber.
I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
I
He,
typed-
he had a 2.45 ERA.
I typed
He
in
doesn't,
three.
he doesn't throw very hard.
I don't know
right?
much about this guy. So
No,
I got nothing
he
to
doesn't
say.
throw hard. So, I mean,
He
it might
was,
be a good mix with him and Sir Anthony.
Yeah, I like that a lot
Yeah.
too.
He was in Milwaukee for a while. In 2017, that's when he made the
Yeah.
All-Star team. He had 76 games, 39 saves, had a 1.78 ERA. That's
phenomenal.
That's phenomenal. That's probably best closer in the league.
Say
type
he
stats.
doesn't duplicate that though. If he duplicates what he did last year, I'm happy because that's not bad at all. That's certainly better than what we
I
had.
mean, he's older, so we're not definitely not going to
He's not even that
No,
old.
yeah.
He's not even that old.
He's 30.
30's not old.
It's not
in
that
baseball.
bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's older than what he was in his prime.
Well,
Is-
yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
his
him.
prime, he was 26. He was probably pumping 100, 101.
Yeah, I don't know. If he
So-
throws that hard
That's
anymore.
insane.
Dude was throwing fuzz at 26 years old. Now he's throwing like probably middle 90s, probably throwing 95, 96. That's the problem with Ian Kennedy.
There's a lot of problems with that guy.
Dude,
I liked him.
Ian
how
Kennedy-
did you like him?
What do you mean? I was a fan of
He
him.
had more home runs given up than innings pitched. Or at least it felt
Okay,
like it.
that's not
That's a
true.
false stat, but
dude, he would
it felt like it.
he would throw. Dude, I remember the
I
one
liked
game.
him.
He knows he sucks.
The one game I remember. I think it was a day game. He went 91, 91, 91,
Yeah,
hot,
I remember that.
right upstairs.
Pete Alonso, and he struck him out.
Struck him out. I never saw a pitcher throw the same pitch so many times to one batter and him not be
And
on
it worked out.
And it worked.
Against the fucking
Polar
run
bear.
derby champ.
Did he win it twice? He's won it twice,
Twice in a row.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Polar bear. But
Anyway,
going on to the,
wait, let me say something. Let me just close out the Phillies because
I was talking about their lineup real quick.
yeah, I'll lead us into that.
Yeah, I was saying
But,
their lineup's loaded.
I think I'm confident enough in the starting lineup and the new bullpen that's kind of okay. We'll see how they turn out because the offense of the Phillies is insane. First of all, Reese is back.
Finally.
Castellanos would have led the league. The
Is
national,
Reese really going to be back though?
yeah.
Like, is he finally going to be
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
back
Play.
now? Like, is he actually
Didn't he-
going to hit the baseball?
What do you mean? He batted really well at the end last year.
All right,
Before he
let me
got hurt.
finish. Because Castellano, he would have led the league in the National League in doubles, 18 and 19, and was fourth last year, 21,
Who?
with
Castellanos?
38 doubles. And Bryce Harper was first. So, and
He had a
also
great year.
Schwarber, he's gonna give us 250 plus batting average and 30 home runs. I believe it. I think he will. I have no problem with
That's
that.
not even like Schwarber's biggest accomplishment.
No,
Look at
But-
his on base percentage. So
but-
that's like batting average is cool and all. 250's all right, but look at his batting average, and that will tell you the story of why we needed him.
Hey, on
but
base percentage, you mean?
even if this is
Oh,
like
yeah,
the least
on
he
base.
gives
Even
us,
his average,
If this is-
291.
Yeah, like last year he had
That's
really look
awesome,
at his
dude.
on base.
if the
base
least he
percentage.
gives us is 250 with 30 home runs, that's insane. It's a great signing.
No, it is.
What was
but
the
that's not his
contract?
best
I
accomplishment.
get it, but I'm saying at his floor, it's a great signing.
So he
yeah.
we signed, the Phillies signed a sweet, like I play for them. He signed for 4 years, $79 million, which for a guy like that kind of sounds like a bargain.
It does, but at the same
Almost.
time in the MLB, it doesn't really matter.
It's a little
'Cause
bit
once
less
you
than
pass
20
luxury tax, if salary cap was a thing, it would matter more to me. But
Yeah, it's
payments
kind of
don't
weird
really
though.
matter
But
to me.
who do you
to be
guys
honest.
view as the better guy? Obviously, Schwarber or Castellanos.
Castellanos.
Castellanos should be
like
a,
significantly, or
Yeah.
then they got paid pretty much the same amount of money, except Castellanos got an extra year.
yeah. You got an
4 years
extra year, and
79 and 5 years 100.
he got $21 million more dollars.
Castellanos, wasn't he in the MVP conversations? or something
Dude,
like that
he had the
next
same average as Harper.
year? Yeah, he was in the MVP conversation.
Same
I'll tell
average
you,
as
Nick
Harper did.
Castellanos.
I think
309.
I think Harper's going to repeat with this lineup. I think he's going to get MVP again.
I don't say
calling it
repeat MVP, but I say he's probably gonna bat around
He's going
305.
to do better than last year.
First off, I don't
He's
care. I don't care.
offensively.
I don't care if he's a pitcher or not. Any year that Jacob DeGrom is on the field, he deserves an
Yeah, but he
MVP.
was hurt. That's why he didn't
No,
deserve
that's
it
what I'm
last
saying.
year.
So if he's on the field this year, then it's going to be DeGrom.
Okay,
No, I don't disagree with you because he was a hitter too. He had like a
Yeah.
400% batting average.
Nick Castellanos, 309, 34 home runs, 362 on base percentage, 576 slugging, and a .939 OPS. That is insane.
100 RBIs too.
And 100 RBIs. My bad.
It's going to be insane.
He's gonna bat in the 4-hole with Schwarber, Segura, and Harper in front of him.
And then
You think
don't act like 5's any pushover because it's probably going to be JT.
JT, and then
So you're really
and then
good too.
6 you have Reese Hoskins, and then 7 you'll probably have Didi Gregorius.
Or Bohm.
No,
Both.
lefty.
Oh, did anybody see that report
I
today?
get that, but
No,
it's going to be
what?
one of them.
Anybody
Yeah.
see that? I'll
Like-
see that report today that Alec Boehm is probably not going to be ready for.
I
surprised
No,
by it.
I don't like not ready because he's not good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me bring it up right now because I have it on my phone. I saw. I'm going to bring it up right now.
I just want to know what Alec Boehm can do because he's a contact hitter who had a low, average batting average last year. But if you're a contact hitter and you're having an average
and you're playing
with
third base.
not a
Oh,
third
wow.
base
yeah.
is a power play.
wow.
and not a lot of RBIs, and then you go in the field and you're playing third and making a bunch of errors. Why are you on an MLB roster? Is my
It's tough.
question. I'm
That's
just
why he got sent
confused.
down.
It's
but
tough. But
here's the
I
report.
think he's got the talent. That's like
He's been.
he
at the
needs to
talent.
just
Okay,
Produce.
finish the
No,
zip.
but-
Produce.
No,
He needs
no.
to zip his
Here's my
jacket up
thing.
and
What's
tighten it up.
gonna take for him to produce? Because it doesn't look like he can handle the way Philly fans talked about him last year at the end of the year when he got sent
I
down.
agree. Remember when
And
I
then
was
he
telling
had
you?
praise the first year after his rookie year. Everybody was high on him, so maybe it got to his head. But then they switched on him, and then he got sent down. So you can't cheer him too much, and you can't downplay him too much because if you downplay him, he cries like a baby, and if you cheer him up too much, it gets to his head, and he goes and bats 240 as a contact hitter.
Remember I told you this was the year where we're going to see how he's going to react.
Yeah,
Because after you have a good year, your expectations are up here.
yeah.
And then he brought him way down in the beginning of the season, and then he started getting hate. And then I don't know, like you said, it seemed like he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So that report that came out earlier, according to Jim Salisbury, third base is interesting because that position still seems unsettled 16 days before opening day. Alec Boehm does not appear to have the job locked down. In fact, there's credible buzz that he could be used in a trade. Nothing is certain, but definitely interesting to hear, as well as newcomer Johan Camargo, who's been in the MLB for a while, by the way, has plenty of big league experience at the position and has swung the bat well in camp so far.
Throw Castellanos at third.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, honestly, probably the same as Bohm, but let's.
It would probably be better than Bohm.
The Phillies' defensive lineup couldn't get any worse because if you have Alec Boehm at third, Reese Hoskins at first, Castellanos is going to DH. He has to DH.
No, it's going to be Schwarber.
I think.
Schwarber's going to DH 100%.
They both are. I think you're a better outfielder than them. I swear.
Castellanos isn't that bad.
No, Castellanos is terrible. He's not that bad. He's terrible in the outfield.
It's going to be. I'll tell you what it's going to be right now. It's going to be Castellanos in left, Odubel in center, or
Odubel's
Vierling.
apparently hurt right now.
All right.
He's not going to.
I don't need it. I don't
And then
know
it's going to be
how-
Harper and Wright.
Listen,
Obviously.
I don't even know how Odubel Herrera still has a job. I don't understand.
What do you mean? Adult played pretty well last year.
Odubel hit his wife.
Okay.
I think it was his
I
girlfriend.
mean, yeah, but like, hold on, but that's not what I mean. Like, obviously, yeah, he's a scumbag, but like, baseball-wise, he played pretty well last year.
260.
So I know because he
you're in
had
a
a good
starting lineup.
end of the
That's
year.
decent.
As a 9,
Yeah,
why not?
That's good. That's
Matt
not bad.
Vierling?
That's good.
The out.
There was talks about him.
Yeah, he might get some time in center, but even he's not that good in the field. If we're talking about we need a lockdown center fielder, and we need somebody who's going to play center, probably gonna throw Mickey Moniak.
It's
Oh,
I
God.
said that the other day. But again, it's not gonna matter if you're putting up like 8 runs a game and your starting pitchers are doing half a decent of a
That's
job.
where we go back to like
Oh goodness.
how important is defense.
Yeah.
Which it does worry me considering that stat that I said.
Yeah, but I wonder
Braves and
how true
Stros.
that is for other years because
Yeah, I didn't look at
it
any
could be an
other years.
outlier here. So
It could be.
I mean, it could be a
The-
relevant. I just
Like
never
I
really
said,
thought
the
defenses-
Dodgers.
Obviously, it's important.
The Dodgers were below the
league average.
league average.
but like they're not that bad of defenders to go out and make like. I mean, every MLB player knows how to make the routine plays. So the
Yeah.
pitchers just do their job; they'll be all right.
as
Not
long
true.
as
Do they though? Because I saw that bone play from the other day.
I was gonna say,
And it kind of made me a little sick to my stomach.
Well, as
Like,
long
dude,
as
just
we
make
don't
the throw.
as long as we don't make the errors in really bad times, then I think we'll be okay.
but that's the problem when you make errors when there's 2 outs, bottom 6, you're up 2 runs. You make that one error, one swing of the bat ties the game.
You know
That's
what's
true,
funny?
too, but-
Actually, because I watched a game down here in this basement last year. A ball was hit to Eddie Rosario. You might have been here,
I was here.
and it hit off his
I might
glove
have
and
been
hit it. You want to know what happened? Phillies took the lead. This was a big game for the Phillies because we were trying to make the playoffs. The Braves went up, have a 10 times better offense than the Phillies did last year, scored a run, get it right back. So if you can hit the ball, you can make up for the errors.
That's what happens when you have a good lineup. But I'm gonna
exactly.
I'm
We
gonna
do.
go completely off
Which we
topic
do.
here.
We have a more than good lineup.
Do you know who's on the
this year.
Phillies depth chart still? Scott Kingery.
Oh.
He's still on the Phillies depth chart.
Well, guess what?
I mean, if you want defense,
Yeah, and speed.
If you want another Iron Pig, you might as well send Bohm with him because guess what? he's gonna be
Scotty
in Lehigh pretty
No,
soon.
I mean, you always need someone to pinch run in playoff
Yeah, but
runs, so
like-
might as well hold them on.
He reeks.
you guys want to go elsewhere now?
yeah. Let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
talk. I want to talk about other players too.
Yeah,
Like
talk
the,
about-
I
the
wanna
big
talk about
one.
DeGrom and Scherzer.
That's where you want to start first.
Yes.
So I would say just them two. Outside of maybe the White Sox, they're probably their best rotation in baseball.
No.
Best rotation in
Not-
baseball.
No. Doesn't matter if DeGrom and Scherzer are on any rotation. They're the best rotation in baseball. I don't care who your 3, 4, or 5 is. I do
get
not
that,
care.
but
Not to say that he's shown any signs of slowing down, but Max Scherzer is 37 now.
Again,
When,
Yeah.
when will
There
he
ha-
start?
who knows?
Could be this year.
I mean,
Maybe he could have a bad year. this year.
that's what we're hoping as
I-
Phillies fans.
we are
but
hoping,
Let's be real.
Drastically hoping.
but I
because I'm
still
sick
think
of it.
I still think the Phillies
And
can
don't
win
the
the
Mets
NL,
have a good 3?
At least.
Do they still have Stroman? Oh no, he
No,
went.
Stroman went
give me one
elsewhere.
second.
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
went
look at
elsewhere,
no.
yeah. Ace.
Stroman's a good pitcher. I
Where
like
did
Stroman a
Stroman go?
lot.
Yeah, so do I.
Stroman. I don't know
The,
because
the Mets rotation is Jacob DeGrom, Max Scherzer. They have Carrasco,
Oh yeah, they still have
Carrasco,
Carlos
Taijuan Walker, David
Taijuan Walker
Peterson,
pitched
and
for a-
Tyler
Walker had a good
McGill.
year last year.
so the White Sox starting lineup is Lucas Giolito,
DeGrom,
Dallas Keuchel,
Scherzer.
Dylan Cease, Lance Lynn, and Reynaldo Lopez.
They have probably a better 4 and 5.
They have a better. They have a, yeah, and
But-
3.
It depends. It depends how Walker pitches, and it
But
depends
the-
how
Lance
but
Lynn
there's
is Lance Lynn is ridiculous.
No, he
He
is.
is.
But who's their 1 and 2?
Lucas Giolito and Lance Lynn, and then they have Keuchel.
Yeah. So yeah.
But-
That's actually a pretty
DeGrom-
decent argument.
DeGrom's-
it is, but
DeGrom's potentially the best pitcher in baseball
all
ever.
time. Like,
I get
there's
that,
an argument for all
but
time.
one pitcher doesn't make an
It's not
entire
one
that's-
pitcher.
It's 2, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna
It's
go
still
off of
not
simply
2
the-
pitchers. They have solid pitchers after them.
That's if they pitch well. Dude, sometimes like Cookie Carrasco, it's that's
Yeah, I mean he struggled last year, but he was hurt all last year.
no, he wasn't hurt. That poor guy had cancer.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But if
major
I'm sorry for laughing. That I didn't even know that.
yeah, he had
I just laughed at the nickname. I promise. That's all I
Cookie.
know.
He had cancer, so he was like on and off the field with health problems. But
This was last season.
last season in 20, whenever they had the All-Star game in Cleveland, they all held up the cancer signs. If you
Right.
guys
I'm
remember
pretty
that.
sure.
I
he was
actually
hurt
do
last
remember
year.
that.
I remember.
He might. I don't know.
I don't think it was cancer related last year. I think he was hurt. I think he had something wrong with his back, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I don't want to downplay.
I'm not too familiar. I'm not too sure. But like, are we just saying that's starting rotation as a whole, or are we gonna bring in the bullpen as well?
Nah,
We
don't
said
bring in the bullpen.
we said rotation.
Okay, because their bullpen's loaded. They have Joe Kelly. Their bullpen is.
Kelly.
Dude,
yeah.
Listen,
He's a menace
He's
to
not that good, but
society.
he's just his attitude.
I just want to bring up their
Makes him
bullpen
a
real quick
winner.
before we go
He's not
anywhere.
bad, though.
They have Liam Hendricks, best closer in baseball, Craig Kimbrell, Garrett Crochet, Aaron Bummer,
Listen,
Joe Kelly.
No one's arguing that. We
I
know the White Sox
I think
pitching
they.
staff
I
and
think they
bullpen
also.
is
I think
nasty,
they
but
have the best bullpen in baseball.
probably, but they're also again, there's no arguing, and they'll show you exactly why DeGrom and Scherzer are going to go out there and probably both dominate.
If
all year.
DeGrom stays healthy, that's the problem.
And Harper's going to send DeGrom 450. How do you feel about that comment?
I mean, that's whatever you want to say. I mean, hopefully. I
hope
hope.
so, too.
I certainly hope so.
I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want that to happen, but I mean, probably not going to
How
happen.
But
many home
they have
runs?
that good of a starting lineup. Like starting rotation, sorry. But our starting lineup is so good too.
It's going to be fun to watch, but
It is gonna be so much fun to
I
watch.
think they're going to show you exactly why they're two of the top dogs in baseball.
I think
They're two of the best 5 pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, so
All right, here you go. So I have Bryce Harper versus Jacob DeGrom stats. So
I think it's no good.
52 plate appearances,
Probably like 5 hits, right?
12.
Okay.
12 for
That's a little bit better than I
41.
thought.
Better than I thought.
With 2 home runs and 2 RBIs. I'm assuming that's either 11 split between walks and hit by pitches and that junk.
And yeah, anything
That's
that
not
doesn't
bad.
count as an
DeGrom's
AB.
ERA
Wait a
was like a
second.
1 last year,
Wait
bro.
a second. Something just popped in my head. Isn't DeGrom like holding out?
No.
No.
He said that he's opting out next year to see. He wants to be a Met forever, but he's opting out to see his options next year.
Okay.
Why would you want to be a Met forever? Who
Yeah,
in
that's a
God's name
nightmare.
wants to be a Met forever?
That's Jacob DeGrom.
How many players would you
Everybody
say
says
are
that.
known Mets forever outside of like
David Wright.
David
Yeah.
Wright,
That's the only name that comes to mind.
Keith Hernandez, maybe, or did he play?
Did Mike Piazza stay there?
No, Mike Piazza. Mike
Yeah.
Piazza was in
Dodgers.
L.A. for a
Yeah.
while, but like none of these. I'm trying to think of. Tom Seaver. Would you say is a Met?
Yes.
These are guys that are like playing before we were even thought of.
I was going to
Would you
say,
count-
we're talking quite a while
We're
away.
talking dinosaur age with
Would
those
you count
guys.
Chase Utley because of how well he played in that stadium?
Chase Utley.
That's
All right.
that's what I'm hyped about the Phillies. They have a hitter's ballpark with a hitter's lineup, so should be good things for the Phillies this year.
You guys want to get into some other free agents?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm looking at first Carlos Correa. 3 years, 105 to the Twins.
His agent, he can thank his agent for that one because he's
I
gonna.
mean,
But
I'm
he's a
not
good
a,
ball player.
I'm
He's
not
a good hitter.
I'm
Great.
not a big fan of Correa, but I mean,
I
his numbers do show that he kind of.
See, the thing about the Astros, this has been my argument ever since the cheating year. All that nonsense.
trash.
I don't
cans.
think they needed to cheat.
no,
They are
probably
the
not.
Astros were so good, they didn't need to do that. I think they would have won either way,
Probably not.
except for maybe the New York game, because that was mad sus.
what the
And Aroldis looked right at him as he
Aroldis.
was running around the bases,
Yeah.
and he's like,
But they
Something sucks.
they were
My
a good
pitch.
team. They were still a good team afterwards, which like
They were a
kinda
great
showed-
team. They were a
Exactly.
great
Right? Yeah, I agree.
yo,
And I
toward
think
the
they-
beginning of that next season, they were getting ripped.
Oh,
I'll tell you, it was in like the 180s.
As they should.
Dude,
as they
it was
should.
bad.
They should. They
And
should
then
have
they
all
turned
got
it around.
suspended for that season, just like Calvin Ridley.
oh God, that's another story.
We already went over that. but-
If you're gonna,
Sorry,
I'm gonna
shaking
speak
the
of
table.
Carlos Correa, Minnesota. I don't know why he would. It's probably offering the most money, but why would you want to play in Minnesota? They
He's
have
already
no-
got rings.
So I'm saying he's already got the rings.
Might as well get your bag.
That's what I'm saying. But like, where would you rank him in your top 5 shortstops in the league right now? Should be universally 2 for most people.
I was gonna say 3.
Okay, where would you have him?
Who you guys
Warriors?
won?
One should be Fernando Tatis, regardless of his defense, because he's the best.
I still think Trevor
let me,
Story's too.
But you just said defense was important earlier.
Yeah, but he's somebody who can give you batting a 290 with 40 home runs.
And didn't even play the full
it
year,
depends.
by the way.
Are you counting Trey Turner as a shortstop?
Yes.
Then Trey Turner ahead of Correa for me.
Okay, cause he's gonna be the shortstop this year, but it's probably your top 5 should all consist of probably around the same guys of Tatis, Story, Bogarts, Correa, and Turner,
Agreed.
leaving out guys like Seager,
I thought the Phillies should have went after
Baez. Baez reeks, by the way. I think he's the most overrated player in baseball.
What
Story. You were
about
just talking about him earlier.
Yo, don't talk about my man like that,
Wait,
bro.
no.
I love
what
that
about
guy.
wait, hold on. What about
Fraud
Tim, what about
Logan is
Tim
going off
Anderson?
again. No,
Oh
wait.
yeah, shit.
Time
Tim
out.
Anderson.
Tim Anderson's not better than any of the 5 guys.
No,
I
probably
named.
Tim
not,
Anderson,
but-
I love watching Tim Anderson.
I love
Great
Tim
player to
Anderson,
watch.
too.
Everybody does. But you earlier, you said Javi Baez is worth talking about
He-
all the time.
I said he's
No,
I didn't say because of how
you
good he
were
was.
gassing him earlier.
I said
Fraud
he's,
Logan is at it again.
Listen. I said he's. I said he's someone who should be talked about.
Three episodes.
Javi
in a row.
was Tatis before Tatis.
That's what I'm
came.
saying, but he's not as good as Tatis. Javi Baez had one really, really good season, and Javi Baez is someone who's his name's always going to show up. You're always going to see it, but
'Cause he's
he
exciting.
didn't have that. That's what I'm saying.
In his time with the Mets, he batted 300.
In how many games?
47.
Yeah, but there was also
167 plate appearances.
There was also-
but that's
Just with the Mets?
yeah.
He was
That's
a
a small,
strikeout.
it's kind of
That's a
minuscule.
small
sample
He
size.
was a
Still.
strikeout.
he was a
machine.
strikeout machine.
Now
Yeah.
he's in Detroit, right?
Yeah, I
that's-
believe so.
That's another place. Why would you want to play in Detroit? Who wants to play in
It's all
Detroit?
about
He got
that
his ring.
money, baby.
I know, but
Like
who
Carlos
wants
Correa.
to play in Detroit?
6 years, 140 million. for Javi.
He got his
Minnesota.
ring. That's
Like
listen.
Minnesota.
They
Who
got
wants to play in the cold?
they got
when you
something
play
that Mike
baseball?
Trout never has and never will have, a ring. Mike Trout needs to get out of there and go somewhere. Like he needs to come to Philly. He needs
But
to come join us.
But he's
Speaking of-
locked into a big.
I
deal.
know.
Yeah, he's in there for like another 7 years. But
Go for it. Yeah.
I was gonna bring up the shortstops because Trevor Story got a 6-year, $140 million deal with the Red Sox. Does that make the Red Sox the best team in the AL?
I don't know. The Red Sox they're a good team.
Does it make them the best team in the AL? I'd say yeah. They got the pitching. They have the bullpen.
Trevor Story had a down year though.
He did.
He had a down.
Yeah, but I still think Trevor Story.
I
will
think
end
we
up-
should've went
I think
after-
he'll end up being number 2 in shortstop.
Like I said,
this year.
we should have went after.
He's not going to play shortstop this year.
True.
He's gonna play second base.
Yeah,
because
probably
of
will
Xander
go second,
Bogarts.
yeah.
And then listen to their infield because I don't know who their first baseman is. I have no clue. I'm not really.
Bobby.
Schwarber.
Bobby
Schwarber
Dahlback?
was-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's Bobby.
Dahlback and
Oh
then
yeah, it is Dahlback.
Story, Xander Bogarts, and Rafi Devers. Their only problem is catcher, and they have two guys who both call an amazing game. They have Vasquez, and I don't know who else, but I know they have Christian Vasquez.
Vasquez, he had a couple decent hits last year.
He hits
in
the
big
ball.
moments.
He hits the ball around like 220.
He's lower, but like he had a couple moments where
He's
he
the
came
guy
up
who's
big.
going to call a game, and I love JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto cannot call a game. I don't care what anybody says. He's a great catcher, but he can't call a game.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I think
Some
there's
of the
also
pit-
been limits on
like that
JT
Ian
his whole career,
Kennedy.
too.
Yeah.
Like the Ian Kennedy sequence.
Why are you going 5 straight fastballs? But with this
up,
top.
up in the
Up
zone?
in the
too.
zone to someone who mashes the ball. It's JT Realmuto's known to be a catcher.
Hey, it worked
who
out.
He
Maybe he
hits.
does.
I was gonna say it works out.
That's what I'm saying.
At that at bat, dude, I was flipping out.
I think I was
like-
with you. I think we were at work. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
no, I was here. I think I was upstairs.
I don't know.
I
was
actually don't
with
know if I was
someone.
upstairs. I might have been
I
down
might have
here.
been with Pops.
But I was pissed.
You can't
I was-
argue with results. So
Dude, I was like at work because I was already hating on Ian Kennedy. I was already like, this dude needs to go back to single A. And
Yeah, you love hating, yo.
I hate on the people that fucking suck. That's who I hate.
Another person you hate on is Tatis, and he does not fucking suck.
No, he doesn't
so.
suck. He's ESPN's guy.
Yeah, he should be. He's the flashiest player in baseball
he's the
history.
reason why
Yes,
people
well-
turn on ESPN when he's on TV. He's the reason why people turn into baseball.
But he's not the best baseball player in the league.
He's not, but he's up there.
He's very close to it.
Outside of pitchers, who your top 5 baseball players should be Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and then probably Fernando Tatis.
I don't know. I don't see it.
I think Mookie Betts, if Mike Trout wasn't in baseball, Mookie Betts is the best player in baseball. But
So here's my question for you. Tatis doesn't get hurt last year. He was above 300 at one point until after he got hurt. He's gonna win MVP over Bryce. There's no question about it because he hit 40 home runs on top of it, and the only reason why he didn't win MVP is because he got hurt for such a long period of time.
I'm surprised he didn't win it anyway.
no, Bryce Harper had one of the best seasons in Philly history.
Only
But
because,
Tatis was
only
living
because
on
everybody's
pace to
riding
beat
his
that.
coattail.
you're missing a lot of people.
For shortstops?
No, like that you're putting Tatis ahead of.
Who? I said
Vlad?
take. Still, I would
Tatis
take
is better than
Tatis.
Vlad. I
Soto?
love Vlad.
I would still
Soto.
take.
Maybe Soto and Acuna.
No, okay.
Oh,
Why would you
Ohtani?
take Vlad? Why would you?
I
I
take
would
can't-
Vlad?
still take.
Ohtani's
were
somebody.
gassing.
Ohtani is somebody who I don't know where to put him because we've never
Yeah, I
seen
agree.
Shohei Ohtani.
I'd take like.
I've seen Shohei
It's
Ohtani.
kind of different. Yeah.
Because
I
Shohei
agree.
Ohtani on the days where he pitches, but listen, Shohei Ohtani, I'll mark my word, you can I'm going to say it right now. He will not have the pitching season he had last season. What do you have, a 2-point-something ERA? That won't happen again.
Vlad did have a very good year last year. I just still think Tatis is a better player overall because that was like Vlad's like Tatis is through the few years he's been in the league, he's been good, and like Vlad was mid his first year, and then last year he had an amazing year.
Vlad is an amazing baseball player.
I love Vlad.
He's a great hitter.
I love him too. He's a
hitter.
great hitter. He's also a first baseman and DHs some of the time, where there's not one aspect of baseball. There's three.
Speaking of the DH, I think I'm gonna just build off that real quick.
The universal DH.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? I feel like there should be no argument against this at all. I feel like if one league is gonna have DH, both leagues are getting.
And if one league was gonna have a pitcher hitting, both leagues should have a pitcher. Yeah, I agree.
It's the best.
I think it should be DH over pitcher hitting.
Yeah, it's the best thing that
Doesn't
can happen
matter.
in baseball.
It's like
It's more fun to watch DH, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to see guys like Aaron Nola coming up there to swing the twig, and he's 3 fastballs right down the middle. And he doesn't even touch it.
or just bunt 3 foul balls.
That's what I'm saying.
I personally don't like it, but it had to be done.
It had to be.
It had to be done. But I enjoyed watching pitchers go up there and hit. Like Zach Wheeler getting hits last year was electric.
Same with Zach
I
Greinke.
really enjoyed
or
it.
like we said,
Jacob
Gibby
deGrom.
fucking
Yeah.
hitting that home
Those guys
run.
And
rake.
like these half decent hitters, like pitchers that are able to hit like half decently, you're not gonna watch them hit anymore. And I'm gonna miss that. Like the only
DeGrom
pitcher,
might hit.
the only pitcher that's gonna hit most likely is Ohtani.
DeGrom
And
might.
maybe like.
Well,
someone
no,
like-
he might not.
Bumgarner.
Just
Zach Greinke can hit a little bit too.
but no, I don't even think DeGrom will hit now that I think about it because
He'll
they
never
might.
touch He'll never touch a
You just said
baseball
Greinke.
helmet. Zach Greinke's one of the best hitting
Yeah,
pitchers
but
of all
Greinke
time.
didn't even hit when he was in the AL. So
I know. I'm
like,
just saying. In
it
general.
wasn't like-
He loved playing in NL ballparks because he
but
can hit.
It didn't
But
matter.
I'm sure we can all agree it shouldn't be the AL
1-1.
gets a DH and the NL.
No,
does.
100% no.
Is that not dumb?
No, it's fair. I'm just gonna miss the whole.
Like that
pitcher
doesn't make
hitting
any
aspect,
sense
that's
at all to me at all.
The whole meme of like pitchers can rake and bringing up shit like
Yeah,
Bartolo Colon putting one in left field.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
sometimes that's
gonna be
fun.
missed.
Sometimes that's fun, but that's an anomaly. More times than
Yeah.
not anomaly defines
Yeah,
itself.
yeah.
But
Right. All right, what about
Like I
the
said-
Ghost Runner?
I hate it. It's the dumbest thing in
They
it's
added
the
it back
dumb-
for this
It is
season.
the dumbest thing in sports history.
No.
no,
It is
the
one of the dumbest
DH
things
was
ever.
the DH was the dumbest thing. But Ryan, go ahead because I know we have
It's
different-
okay. Here's the thing. I know everybody hates it, but there's a reason behind it, and it's because the MLB is trying to speed up their games, and it makes sense in a way because MLB is doing all these things to speed up their games. Their pitch limit before you can throw your pitch and stuff like that.
It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
now.
so it's not
Which is
like
fine with me. I don't mind that.
and it's when you go in the playoffs, it goes back to regular rules. So it's not like they're holding it. It's just they're trying to speed up the regular season games because MLB thinks that if they put someone on an extra base in the extra innings that more people are going to watch. Honestly, that has no effect. But it's just let the MLB. We already know the dictatorship that they are. We saw the whole lockout situation. So let them think whatever the hell they want to think and just be happy with it. Who cares? At least we get to watch baseball
But
this year. You
I
know?
think extra innings are like the best part of a baseball game. If you
Agreed.
hear about an extra inning game,
You turn it.
you
on.
turn it on, you get the story of the game, what
Yeah.
happened, and then you start getting excited. That's what happened. That's like the best part of an MLB game. And one of the arguments is like the longevity of the players.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
But that's kind of bullshit to me because baseball's not a contact sport.
Yeah, but
And
we got to think about bullpen.
yeah, but that's kind of part of the like that goes into like coaching and shit. Like you got to kind of
But what do
you got to be better than the other guy. in
But what
coach.
if you play 9 more innings?
That's the
No,
problem
like,
with
if
extra
it goes
innings.
if it goes long enough, postpone the game tomorrow, add a doubleheader. The doubleheaders are 7 innings anyway.
No,
You can't
they
do
changed
that.
Not
that.
anymore?
They're
No,
I actually
they're
like
nine
that
now.
nine now.
That's
yeah.
another thing. Yeah,
I
they're
like the
back to 9.
7-inning doubleheaders.
I didn't because sometimes players would.
The only thing it
sometimes
does is-
people make ninth inning, bottom of the 9th inning comebacks and win the game. Like
I
bottom of the 7th, like you got the shitty part of your order up. Sometimes it just doesn't help.
I also think it's dangerous in the regular season because of what you just said. You only have so many bullpen guys on your roster. And what if your pitcher goes out there the next day? Because baseball is every day. Like, if it's a 3-game series.
Pretty much, yeah.
Three straight
What if
days.
your pitcher goes out there and lets up, 7 runs in the first inning? And you just had a 14-inning game where you had to use multiple bullpen guys. And now it's like,
Then you throw Anthony Rizzo in there,
yeah, and
And
it's
like,
like,
and like Roman,
which I'm totally okay with.
That's also exciting.
That's the thing.
Too.
I have
That's also
no
an
problem with
anomaly,
that.
though.
I do. I can't. It's cool and it's fun when like guys like Roman Quinn go out there and throw, but like those dudes, they're just there because that's when baseball gets like, are they really fucking trying at that point? Like, I have my outfielder in the game, and I have Vince Velasquez in right field. When he threw out that guy,
Yo,
who knows
he's
the
tough for
craziest
that.
thing ever. But like, still, like
But that's
that's
also,
that's
like-
what I hate about baseball. Is like I don't want to watch this shit anymore if I have Roman Quinn pitching.
But they've dealt with that for so many years. Why
It's
all
been
of a
like
sudden
that.
it's
It
a
has been
problem?
like
You know
that.
what I mean?
I know, it's just something that-
always been that way.
yeah, but
That's a
there's been
pet
more and
peeve.
more injuries now with bullpen pitchers and regular pitchers.
That's
and
because
it's
they're all
hard.
throwing harder.
Exactly.
Dudes
are
So
throwing
that's my
hearts.
point. So
But-
they need to sit longer. So you cannot have 15 inning games back to back days, right? Like just say you go to the extra innings again, and then you have a third game in the series, and your starting pitcher gets rocked at the start of the game.
But the point of them putting the zombie runner out there is to speed up the game.
It just doesn't work
Yeah,
like that.
It's
sometimes.
not like that's not a good thing to
Yeah,
do
but
if that's what you're trying to do.
yeah, but speed up the game also is protecting your players.
I don't know. I don't see it.
That I was just gonna say that because some of those players coming off of a doubleheader or not a doubleheader, say they play a 14-inning game the day before, and then they go in the extras the next game. Those players are gassed.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're
Then
tired.
you got that's when you got to utilize your farm system though. Make a call to Lehigh and call
Yeah,
somebody
but
up.
what
for
if
the
they
game.
pitched yesterday?
Well,
Because they're still
you know how
trying to
there's
develop.
so many guys that
There's-
you have.
There's
in
a
the
lot
farm
of
system
people
you
that
can bring up.
follow their team's farm system. My dad would be fired up if he brought somebody up that he knew to pitch because they were running out of guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see what you guys are saying, farm system, but it's also a thing. Your farm system pitcher pitched yesterday, and now it's like, what are you going to? Your like seventh best bullpen option, like in your farm system, which is already worse than your however many guys you have in your bullpen in the MLB.
The thing is with the farm system is, and if they want to do that, where they want to have more players be able to pitch, extend the roster size.
Yeah,
Don't
I
make
was
it
just
40
gonna say
men
that
anymore.
next.
Make it 60. Or make it
Also-
50. Give yourself 10 more pitchers.
That's also hard to do because
I-
you want to develop.
yes.
Also, lessen the season. I don't think it should
make
be
it
100.
make it 120 games instead of 162.
I'm cool with 162, but I'm
I'm
also
cool
cool.
with a lot
I'm
less.
also cool if they lower it again because, like I'm saying, it will protect players. But I just enjoy watching baseball, so I'm cool with 162.
I think something around like the 125 range. I think would be adequate enough.
That's fine with me.
The
too.
year after COVID was the best. To 20, that was last year. It was only 120 something, right?
No, stop.
No, it
that
was
was the worst
60.
year. It was Mickey
It was-
Mouse ring.
What,
That was
the-
60.
No, I'm not talking about the 60. I'm not talking about the Dodgers Mickey Mouse year. I'm talking about the last year.
Muska.
Mickey Mouse. Wasn't 2021 only like 130? Was that 162?
No, that was a 62.
Okay, I thought it was 120.
as far as I know.
I don't.
I thought it was lower.
All right.
I could be wrong.
It
I
might
got-
have been like 8 games lower.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
that's
might
what
have
we're
been.
going to get this year.
I got another. Now that we're done with like all that new rules and all that junk. Well, first of all, one more thing before we move on. They said that they might do away with the zombie runner next season for good.
Please.
They might
I
do away
beg,
with it for
get
good. They
rid of
talked
it.
about it for a while. I mean, obviously,
It personally doesn't bother
we all
me.
feel certain ways, this, that, and the other. But we
I
have to
hate
see
it.
what they decide
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, what we say doesn't matter.
We're in a basement
Yeah.
doing a podcast.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, well, it does matter. Don't get me wrong, but Rob Manfred don't give a damn.
We
about
saw
what
that
they
this
say.
year.
We should go to his office, grab some signs, and like wear like Speedos or something. Get his
You were gonna
attention.
say something totally different. But
Picket fences.
all right,
No, I'd box him for real. Though.
another free
It's on
agent that we
site.
haven't touched up on. Now that we're done with all the new
Or
rules
Tim
and stuff,
McGregor.
how do we feel about Chris Bryant?
Terrible deal.
Terrible deal or terrible decision to go to the Rockies?
Is it?
I'm gonna say this because I wanted KB to be a Philly. I think everybody in this room did too. Why,
Get away
if you're
from
the
home.
why, if you're the Rockies, are you signing a guy who is what 31, 32 years old for 7 years, 182 million when you have nobody good around him and you have a terrible farm system?
After what they did to Arenado too. Literally,
Yes.
they lost money on giving up Arenado to bring in the worst third baseman, just to lose.
It makes no sense because their lineup, I think, though their outfield and their infield and their catcher and their pitchers suck, and they have Brendan Rodgers, who has been in the minor leagues for 1,000 years, who needs to play baseball in the MLB, or he's going to be a bust. They have I know they have Ramil Tapia, who's not horrible, and then they have Chris Bryant.
I actually like that guy, Tapia.
Yeah, he hits the ball well, good in the field,
All right.
fast. He's good.
Here's an interesting stat for you. Listen to this. So obviously the years are different, but the price of Schwarber and Nick Castellanos total for their contract lengths is less than Chris Bryant's alone.
It's garbage
182 million, and together Castellanos and Schwarber are getting paid 179
for 9 years and
Yeah.
Again, that's also why we probably didn't get Chris Bryant. But I mean, at the long run, we won. So
Which would you rather have though? Just Chris Bryant or
no,
Castellanos?
I said at the long run,
yeah.
we won. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm totally cool with that.
I like the way it worked out. 100%.
I would have rather had Chris Bryant than Kyle Schwarber, but I mean, I don't care.
Well, that's different.
I
'cause
think
you gotta
they're-
add
you
Castellanos.
could
I
afford
think
both.
I think the top 4 free agents that we ended up getting, or ended up having, Schwarber, Castellanos, and then we wanted Chris Bryant and Trevor Story. I think Chris Bryant's probably the worst option.
by far.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And
with
he's
that.
the old. I think he's the oldest out of them all.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got 2 of them is amazing.
2 of the 4
I'm
of the
totally okay with that.
and the Phillies upgraded there, but I'm still stuck on the Chris Bryant thing because I think it's one of the worst deals in. I'm not gonna say baseball history, but it's horrible. It's terrible. It just doesn't make any sense to put Chris Bryant. Yeah, get your bag, get your money, but for the Rockies, it is the dumbest possible thing
No,
because
I agree,
they don't
because they're
have
trying-
anything.
and they're trying to rebuild.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it
you
just
don't
doesn't make sense.
rebuild. I know this from a Dolphins fan. I've been a Dolphins fan my whole life in rebuilding.
Embarrassing.
You don't you don't sign guys like Chris Bryant for that much money when your team sucks ass. It's not how rebuilding works. You rebuild.
Well, you just did that today, so but that's
We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that
We should
later.
get into that now.
No, a couple minutes. One more free agent. Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman's Freddie Freeman. I mean,
Like,
any team he went
yeah.
to, he was gonna be the best
But
hitter on. So I
Him
actually
going to the
Mookie, but
Dodgers, him staying with the Braves or going to the Dodgers is
Braves
just,
did him so
for-
dirty.
He's so
Sucks.
amazing though.
The thing
It's
is,
sickening that he went to the
what
Dodgers.
what
Get him out of the division.
Thank
okay
you.
with that.
I'm.
It's a
Philly killer.
I was just gonna say Philly.
so is
killer.
Acuna though.
Yeah.
So
My thing
Soto.
with them giving up Freddie Freeman, they got somebody who's just as good, not just as good. He's almost as good, and he's younger
he's not just
than
as
Matt.
good.
Matt Olson is a stud.
Matt Olson's pretty good.
Matt Olson's
He's not just as really good.
He's not just as
Matt
good.
Olson's this.
No, not just as good.
but he
Matt
can
Olson's
be
the
now.
third best.
Like this
first
point of
baseman
their
of football.
this
or
point of their
football,
careers, Matt
baseball.
Olson can be just as good as Freddie Freeman.
Matt Olson's the third best first baseman, maybe even the second.
You said something the other day. You also agree that they did Freddie Freeman so dirty.
Oh, it's
Bad.
terrible.
Like didn't even
Bad.
entertain him type stuff.
Bad.
Like, how do you not entertain that conversation? Like he's done everything for you. I don't know. I mean,
one of the best players in
glad he's not in the
Just
division
helped him
anymore.
win a
But
chip.
I'm just scared of Matt Olson. Matt Olson last year, 271,
I'm way more scared.
39 home runs, 111 RBIs.
Way more
Those
scared
are-
of Freeman and Acuna.
I'm
more-
just as scared as Matt Olson.
I'm more scared of Acuna than I am anybody.
And Matt Olson doesn't
did
really
you
Not-
say
stand
not
you're,
out
Freeman.
much.
wait?
not past
Did you
Freeman.
just say you're more scared of Freeman than Acuna,
What's that?
or did you say
No,
the
he said
other
other
way
way
around? Oh, you said you're more scared of Acuna than Freeman.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think
okay.
everybody should.
I was gonna say yeah.
Dude.
All right, but Soto or Acuna.
I won't even lie.
Soto.
I got a crush on
Soto.
I got a crush on Acuna.
I love
Acuna.
Who's better
I
at
like
baseball?
Acuna and Soto.
No, who's like? Well, I mean, yeah.
Who's better at baseball? Ronald Acuna.
Speaking of
I don't
Acuna,
know, dude. I'm
he's-
Soto
I
personally.
think it's close.
Acuna's
It's close.
really close.
Acuna's on a really bad deal right now. So if he has a good year this year, potentially he'll want out.
Do you know why? I'm gonna
Yeah.
just
This
bring
is
up that
speculation.
argument.
This is totally speculation. He's on a shitty deal, and he deserves way more money. And if
Oh,
the
yeah,
Phillies
no
want to go out
doubt.
and grab him, we'd
they're
win a
not gonna.
World
They're
Series
not.
No
They
shot.
will not have the.
We would do it
I know.
immediately. We'd get if you want a ring, go get him.
But-
we get it. That's all I'm saying.
Juan Soto and Ronald Acuna. Juan Soto's the better hitter. Ronald Acuna is so much faster, and he's 30 times better in the field.
No, and Juan Soto is a better hitter, but not by much. But
Yeah.
I think Juan Soto, just watching Juan Soto swing a bat is just like crazy beautiful. Like, and when he just makes contact and everything's just sliced. It's crazy how he just does it.
He's
It's
amazing.
everything's
Speaking of that,
amazing.
I think if it's either this year or next year, the shift's finally gone. Finally.
I think it's this year.
Is that official?
It's
Like,
going to
no,
be
it's not.
soon.
It's definitely not this
I
year.
haven't heard anything.
It's
About
it's not
definitely not
this
this
year?
year.
Oh,
to my
I-
knowledge,
someone's-
it's definitely
someone's
not this
heard
year.
It needs to go. The
But I
shift
don't.
needs
I don't
to
even
go.
think it's official yet. I think it's still I think it's like leaning towards close to official. But
Well, let's
I'm
do
not
some
sure
more
it's official.
research and touch back on that.
Yeah, because I think the
Right.
shift's one of the worst things about baseball too. It makes players like Joey Gallo
dumb.
suck.
I like it.
But I
You
like
need
it. Too.
Dude,
I agree.
people like Joey Gallagher at about like 450.
I think
That's insane.
baseball's not meant to be played. Well, I don't know.
No,
now.
I believe
It's not meant to be played like the way where you have defensive adjustments where guys literally can't hit.
But
Why?
baseball's also not meant to baby people that can't hit it to
Exactly.
the other side of the field.
You're a professional. Learn how to take the ball
no,
opposite field.
my
not
stance
that
is
easy.
they do know how to take it to the other part of the field. They know how to hit it to all fields. I mean, every MLB
Do they?
player-
Because
no,
I
they
haven't
do.
seen it.
Listen, they do. But the analytics tell them to hit for power, pull the ball. No matter the shift, it doesn't matter. That's what the analytics tell them to win games. And it sucks because it makes the games boring. But
Well, sometimes the analytics are dumb because if you have the whole left side of the field open, you have an easy double.
But I
Just
also
smack the ball the other way and take your double.
But
you don't
I-
need that home run
I
every
think
at bat.
in any sport,
Agreed.
if one side is going to make an adjustment, naturally the other side should adapt.
Exactly.
But the
hardest thing to do in all
s-
sports is hit a baseball. So
Yeah,
it's
but
not
if
that
you're-
easy to
But
just
if you're a
to.
professional,
No, but
Logan,
they're-
like that's something
See,
you're
the thing
taught
is,
your whole life.
they're not trying to, like they're not like Bryce Harper. I mean, he's done it a couple of times. He's laid down a
Drops
bunt
down a
but
push bunt.
he's got the third baseman playing second behind second base. He can hit it the other way if he gets an out because the pitchers aren't even pitching to the shift.
no, they're not.
They're not even pitching to the shift. They're not throwing it
Because they
inside.
know they don't
And
have
if they
to.
throw it if they throw it inside, Bryce Harper's going to put it into the third deck. So they
It's just
can
very.
do it. They aren't.
Yeah.
It's just
pisses
really,
me off
really, really
because
hard.
That's how the sport should go. That's how every sport should work. NFL.
You adjust to adjustments.
If a new offensive scheme comes out in the NFL, like RPOs, the defense adjusts. They find ways to adapt without a rule change.
Yeah,
But-
that's baby shit, dude.
But it's also really hurting the game.
I agree.
The shift or them taking
The
it
shift,
out.
the
Yeah,
shift.
it hurts the
But
game.
It's hurting the game because, like he said, they're not adjusting proper to it. If you
And they
want to
can.
beat it, yeah, but if you want to beat a shift, go out there and beat it. Like, don't sit down there and they can put a ball in opposite field. I can promise you,
They
Logan.
can,
put
but
a-
it's
all of
not
them
as
can.
easy. It's not as
All
easy
of
as
them
we're
can.
saying
Until they
it to be.
prove that they can, I'm gonna say they
They're
can't
not going
because
to.
I haven't seen it.
They're not going
and that's
to
their own
because they're
fault.
not trying.
Well, then that's their own fault, and you can't argue
Exactly.
with
That's
stupidity.
why it's so aggravating.
all right, maybe not that. I don't know. Maybe they should.
I'm pissed off now.
We had an
You
anger
better
moment.
sit your ass down.
We had
sit
an anger.
down.
I'm pissed because this is perfect. This is like what happens in all sports. Every time, every couple of years, something new comes up, and it always gets adapted out or lessened. But the shift is totally like polarizing, and it can be changed with the hitters, but they won't do it.
I agree. I don't know.
Well, you can't argue with stupidity. If the players just simply
You
don't
argue
do
with
it
Logan.
due to analytics or whatever, you can't argue.
It's
that.
just hitting a
so
base.
dumb.
Yeah, these players they train every day to hit a baseball wherever they want, but sometimes it is not that easy just to say, you know what, I'm gonna push one down the third base line because I'm Joey Gallo. When Joey Gallo is a known pull hitter, he's been a known pull hitter since high school, so it's just not that easy.
No, it's certainly not that easy. But
Yeah.
you could do it sometimes.
Listen,
he
yeah,
never
It's not-
does it.
Listen.
Like obviously you're not going to do it every time, but they know how to do it and they don't ever do it.
If
It's
you get-
just they don't ever do it.
Unless you're seeing what you are, unless you're seeing 100 miles per hour. If you see an outside pitch, you take it the other way.
Yeah. Yes,
and like
that's
he
known.
said, it's not like the pitchers are throwing to them to make them pull. They're throwing it wherever they think the pitch should be located. If it's outside corner, smack it the other way. Smack it down the line.
The
dude.
pitchers are not pitching to the shift at all because they know the hitters aren't
They
trying
know the
to hit
hitters are
all
trying.
fields.
They know they're gonna pull the
Exactly.
Because
ball.
if they do push it there, they're going to put it over the fence. Because most of these guys are power hitters that they're shifting anyway.
They
Exactly.
shift guys like Carlos Santana, Joey Gallo, who hit like
It's just
230
so
with
aggravating.
45 home runs.
No
Those are
other
those type of
sport
guys.
has gone through something like this.
It's just,
And the
it'll
fact
never
that it has
happen.
to get banned is actually embarrassing as well.
It's
the fact
brutal.
that a coach makes a good adjustment because you're not trying to do something right is embarrassing that it's getting taken out of the game because fans are crying about it and players are crying about it. Just make an adjustment
It
and
is
hit the ball the
super
other way.
embarrassing, but I think it needs to be done.
It does need to be done.
No,
I
but
disagree. I think
it's
they
a
need to
bunch
grow
of,
up.
I think they need to grow up
you're
too,
being a
but I don't
bunch of
think they are.
babies.
It's been 2 years, 3 years now with the shift,
No, it's
maybe
been
even
more
longer.
than that. It's
And
been like
whoever I don't
five.
know whoever
The
came up with the
extreme
shift,
shift.
but whatever coach did it first, you're a genius. I don't know.
No, fuck them.
No, that's not fuck them.
How
They were
much time we have
smart.
left?
We have 7 minutes left.
All right. So
I don't think we're gonna be able.
are
to
we
do
wrapped
anything
up
else.
with some MLB?
I think that's
You wanna head
everything.
to what just happened today in the NFL?
I'm gonna start because
So we
I
can
am a
trash
Dolphins
Logan?
fan, and
We're not
my
gonna be able to get
Miami.
into Patrick Mahomes,
I know
but
my
keep going.
Miami
It
Dolphins
could be
traded
done
for
later.
a top 5 wide receiver in football in Tyreek Hill, and I couldn't be more excited.
Extension for Hill as well for 4 years, up to $120 million with incentives added in as well.
And Miami gave up 5 picks, 1 first, a second,
And a
2
couple lower
fourths,
picks,
and a
yeah.
6th.
I got some key points before we get started. Let me finish. So who won the trade?
The Miami Dolphins.
But remember, we were talking about how picks were such big on the last 2 big trades that happened.
Miami only gave up 1 first-round pick, 1 second,
5
2
picks.
fourths.
5 picks. Okay, number 2. It's kind of be a shame when we're sitting here watching Tyreek Hill just run streaks all day and Tua missing him every single time. It's honestly a shame that Tyreek Hill. I'd rather watch Tyreek Hill go play with Zach Wilson. That would have been more fun than mine. That would have been more fun than me.
You
At
are
least Zach
out of
Wilson
your
can
mind.
prove something. Tua freaking sucks. He's literally ass.
Okay, do we want to bring up Tua Tagovailoa stats right now? Because we're going to.
I actually want to bring up one thing about Tua because me and my dad were having this conversation. In college, he looked like he had a great arm.
Not more.
Like that touchdown to Devonta Smith didn't leave the frame. It was a 40-yard touchdown. It never left the frame.
Right on a rope.
It was insane. It was a great throw. Now, do you think that's just the difference in the NFL, or was it his injuries and his hip surgery? Because the hips are
That fucks you up.
everything is in the hips.
Yeah.
And now he's ass.
It's not that he's ass. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in all of football.
Yeah, because when you're throwing the ball
Here he
15
goes,
yards,
dude.
it's not that
Here
hard.
He goes.
He throws his ball 15 yards.
Okay, so
Slant and drag fest, baby. That's all the
why
Dolphins.
Jalen
and that's
Waddle
and
looked
this
half
is the,
decent
and
last
he
year
has the
also.
perfect coach for that. He has Mike
That doesn't
McDaniel.
make him good. He sucks. And that's why they're wasting Tyreek Hill there.
all he
I'd
needs to
rather
do-
see him try to catch the long ball from Zach Wilson. Like I said, at least it would be more fun to watch.
All Tua needs to do is
would be
play
more
a little bit above average, where he doesn't really turn.
He's
the ball
not
over,
average at all, so it doesn't matter.
and Miami will win
There's-
11 games.
He
if
might be
plays-
he might be a bottom 10 quarterback in the
He's
NFL.
not. He's
Unfortunately,
No,
not.
he definitely
might
is.
be.
No,
he's
he
not.
definitely
No,
is.
he's not.
You name me
No.
10 quarterbacks that he's better than. Please.
Jared Goff,
Okay.
Zach
Good start.
Wilson.
Huh?
Zach Wilson, I'm not. I'm actually gonna. Zach Wilson might have a better year.
I
than him.
think Tua's ceiling is average. I think his ceiling is going to be.
Yeah, and
average.
right now he's way below it. So
I wouldn't
don't
say
know.
way below.
Way, no, he's
He's not way below. He's okay. Okay,
If he's
you want me
top
to
20,
name-
he's 20.
Because I know I have a list.
He's
on my
already
phone
been
right
benched
now.
once. He'll get benched again.
No, he will
I do
not.
want to.
I have a list on my phone. I'm going to read you off the
You guys might as well go back and get Josh Rosen.
the quarterbacks that are worse.
Sorry
go.
ass Tua, bro.
Zach Wilson,
No.
We will see Teddy Bridgewater.
I mean,
Tyrod
right now he's
Taylor,
probably better than
Tyrod Taylor,
Tyrod Taylor's not going to start.
Jared Goff,
Okay, that's
Daniel
two.
Daniel Jones.
Look
You
at-
can't say Tyrod
can't say
Taylor
two on the
again.
same team?
You can't do that. They're both not starting.
Well, it was I had Taylor Heineke on here.
You
This
gonna
is
say
from a
Baker
while
Mayfield
ago.
next?
Yes, Baker Mayfield.
You're telling me he's better than Baker.
Yes, he is.
Backup Baker.
You're telling me he's better than Baker.
He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's better than Sam.
You're
Darnold.
telling me he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
Jimmy Garoppolo has
wanna-
won several playoff games.
I don't give a flying fuck.
Tua can't even make the playoffs because he sucks.
Tua will not be the starter by week 7. Teddy
Yes,
Bridgewater
he will.
will be your
I'll put
quarterback.
$500 on it.
Teddy
I'll put
Two
$500
Gloves.
on
Embarrassing.
it.
Teddy Two Gloves will be
I
your
feel,
quarterback.
I
hope you
feel so
enjoy.
bad for Tyreek.
So
Hill.
let's look at this. Let's look at. Why don't you look at the screen for a second?
I'm looking at the screen.
So we got Devonta Adams, a first and a second for Devonta Adams.
Yes.
Who is better
Who is
than
the best
who is
in
better than
football?
Tyreek Hill? Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds a little much.
Here's no leaps and bounds is correct, but here's what they gave up for Tyreek Hill: a first, a second, 2 fourths, and a sixth. Also, here's the mind you, this is the only competition the Dolphins had in this trade, and this is what their competition was giving up: 2 seconds and a third,
But what you're saying,
and they would have
here is-
gotten a pick back.
Okay.
This, like I said,
Miami-
on the
okay.
tweet, worst market read of all time. He had, I don't want to say benefit of the doubt because this was horrible, but he probably didn't know what the Jets were offering.
They don't. They have no clue what the other team is offering until it comes out in a report.
Yeah,
But
that's where this
listen,
comes back
listen,
up.
Listen,
because
the difference
Hill is
is
not better than Adams.
Devonta
and the
Adams.
Jets aren't gonna,
Devonta
Jets aren't
Adams
gonna rate him
told
higher.
everybody a month ago, "I am not playing football on the tag. I am not playing football on the tag." This Tyreek Hill report came out at 11:30 this morning, and he got traded at 12:30.
They both said they didn't want to play for their team. What's the difference?
Go look at Tyreek Hill right now. It never came out. It didn't come out until 20 minutes. He never said I don't want to play. He said
He requested a trade.
Show it to me because I know he didn't
It's just-
request
He
a
did.
trade.
He said
He
that.
requested a trade.
He
Show
requested
it.
a trade.
Show it. I want
Okay.
to see it.
No, Tyreek
can
Hill
show
said
it.
Tyreek
He
Hill
requested
said
a
he wasn't out.
trade.
He said he was on. At the
What,
end
you
of the
think
day,
you think he just got traded for shits and giggles? Like, no.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
Chiefs give Tyreek Hill permission to seek a trade right here. It's on every website you look up on Google.
That doesn't mean I want out. Doesn't mean I want out.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Request
does.
a
All right.
trade.
He won.
Because Baker
We're good
Mayfield
for
did the
now.
same thing.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to
all
end
right.
it here.
Thank you all for watching again. Show some love, like, subscribe, even share if you all want.
Comment, always comment. We
Yeah,
will
make sure you
interact with
comment.
every comment.
Follow our other socials. Will be linked in the bio. And again, thanks for all the support. We appreciate y'all.
Drink more water.
Fins up.